Okay, so first we're gonna start off by preheating the oven to 350 degrees. That way this will have time to come to temperature while we get the cake mixture ready. Let's go ahead and get the cake batter ready. I'll show you how I do that. For this recipe, I am using cake mix. It's okay to do that. If you wanna do it from scratch, you're more than welcome to, but for me, the easy way is to use cake mix, and that's what I prefer. You can do it, like I said, however you want. So we'll go ahead and get all this ready. So the recipe calls for half a cup of oil, and you can use any kind of oil, I think, but I'm using vegetable oil. So we'll put that in. All right, and we will need also 1 cup of water. So let's get that also included. So here's my 1 cup of water. All right, we do need 3 eggs. Now don't judge my egg cracking skills because they are not very good. I work with what I've got and my skills are not that great. And the last one. All right, so now that that's in, we're going to go ahead and add the cake mix. So just pour that all in. All right, and we'll give this a whisk. What we're looking for is pretty much just for everything to be combined. I'm sure you guys know that. So let's just go ahead and get this all mixed in together. All right, that looks about done. Okay, perfect. So there is one thing that I do want to go ahead and include in here, and that is some sprinkles. So let me go ahead and grab those. All right, and you can add as little or as much as you want, or you can leave these out if you wish. So we've got those in. All right, and we'll just go ahead and give that a mix. So for this particular cake that I'm making, we will need 4, and you can see I've already got 2 done here. So we're letting those cool, and then we're gonna put these in once those are done cooling. And we'll get these prepped and then get these done. And we should be good, but that looks good there. So we'll just wait on those to cool. Okay, so these are the cake pans that I'm going to be using. I'm not sure what they're called, but this is what they look like. I need them to have a hole in the middle, so that's why I'm using this kind. So let's go ahead and spray with a little bit of non-stick spray. I'm using extra virgin olive oil, but that's just because that's all I had. You don't have to use this, of course. You can use whatever you want. So just go ahead and spray all of that. Same thing with the other one. Okay, just like that. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my batter and just kind of pour it in as evenly as possible in here. Okay. To the next one. Okay, I'll give that a minute and I'll look to see what it looks like. We'll add a little bit more over here. Oops. And then the last bit over here. All right. Let me go ahead and grab a spatula and we can go ahead and pour the rest of that in there. Should have had my spatula ready, but I didn't. You know, that's life. We don't really come prepared. We work with what we got. We roll with the punches, right? All right. All right, so that's in. It looks pretty even. I'm just gonna kind of work it a little bit there, but other than that, it looks pretty good. So we'll go ahead and put them in the oven. All right, so those are in, and we'll go ahead and just leave them for about 30 minutes. Check them at a 25-minute mark, and we'll go from there. The type of cake that I'm making for my daughter's birthday is going to be a tres leches cake. So we will have to make the milk, of course, that goes inside the cake. And for that, you're gonna need 3 simple ingredients. You'll need 2 cups of whole milk, 1 can of evaporated milk, and 1 can of sweetened condensed milk. So leche evaporada, leche de galón, la regular, y una lata también de lechera. Those are the 3 ingredients I normally use for the milk that goes inside the cake. So let's go ahead and add that in here. I already have 1 cup of whole milk in here. So I'm just gonna add the 2nd cup of whole milk. The evaporated milk, or leche evaporada. Leche del clavel, I believe, is how other people know it as. So we'll put that in there, and of course the sweetened condensed milk as well. For this, we gotta make sure we get everything out. All right, looks good. Now we're just gonna go ahead and combine all of this together. The cakes are still in the oven, so while those are still in the oven, you can store this in the refrigerator to keep it nice and cool. And once the cakes are done, we'll, pull the cakes out of the oven, let them cool down, and then we can go ahead and pour some of the mixture over the cake so it'll, absorb it. And that's the tres leches mixture. So with this cake for my daughter, she is turning 3, so the shape that I was trying to create is, of course, the number 3. That's why I wanted the circles in the middle for the cake. So what I went ahead and did is just cut, out the shape of the 3. And then I'm gonna try to even this out, since I will be putting frosting, and then on top of the frosting I will be putting fruit. And then we'll put the other cake on top of this and then cover the whole thing in frosting. So, whipped cream frosting is what I'm gonna use for this particular cake. So yeah, I'll go ahead and try to get this as even as I can, and I'll show you the steps on how to put the milk, and then we'll put the whipped cream and then a little bit of fruit on top of this, okay? First, we're gonna start off by piercing your cake so the milk will go through. What I do is I just take a fork and just stab it all over. The cake has a lot of pores already, so the milk should go through without a problem. And we're just gonna put a little bit with this particular cake because since it's not on a regular pan, we don't want the milk overflowing everywhere. So we're just gonna grab a small spoon and just pour a little bit all over the cake. All right, so I'm just grabbing a little bit of our milk and gently pouring it on our cake. Anything that spills out, we can go ahead and clean up later. Alright, but yeah, just go ahead and do that all over the cake. Alright, so we've added the milk to our cake. We're gonna go ahead and add frosting just on the top. What we're gonna do here is just so we can add the fruit. So just go ahead and add your frosting and spread it evenly across your cake. Okay, so this is pretty much what I'm looking for. I'm gonna go ahead and add the fruit on the top, so you can do that now. All right, so in my case, this is as much fruit as I'm going to add. I have some people in the family who are not big fans, so I'm not adding too much, just adding enough. All right, so once you've added your layer of the whipped cream and your fruit, go ahead and add the top of the cake, or the other pieces of the cake that we added, so it'll be a little bit higher, and then we're gonna go ahead and cover everything else with whipped cream. So it is the next day, and this is what the cake is looking like right now. I did let it sit overnight, just frosted it as best I could. This is whipping cream, so it's not gonna be perfect. So what I'm gonna do now is just go ahead and clean the board off and add the rest of the decorations on here.